Did you know that TSA opens at 4:30 a.m. at Atlanta Airport? And we were there 40 minutes before it opened because we went to Japan on the day that the strike started. That's where this story starts. It's nothing better than a 24-hour travel day. We went from Atlanta to Toronto to Tokyo. And we were on a 2-hour flight, a 5-hour layover, and then a lovely 13-and-a-half-hour flight to Narita Airport. But it was actually not that bad. We had a pretty solid long travel day, but when we arrived into Tokyo, yeah, it was absolutely freezing. It was freezing, but it wasn't raining yet. We've had some pretty awful weather, but it was awesome arriving into Tokyo. It was cold, but when we got in, I didn't know this. You can actually take an Uber in Tokyo, but it's not like a standard Uber. It calls a taxi. And so it like calls the taxi for you, which is pretty phenoms. So we did that and we headed to the Hyatt. So we stayed at the Hyatt for the first 2 nights and I got in 2 days early before, and I can't wait to tell you about the tour that we're going on over the next few weeks. But we decided to just have 2 nights of just chilling, in which we would be completely out of it and useless because the time change is 13 hours between Eastern time and Tokyo time. So I decided to stay at the Hyatt in Shinjuku, an area of Tokyo I absolutely love. And it was just meant to be a couple days of just relaxing and literally nothing on the calendar. And it was exactly what we needed. So once we arrived, we immediately started with a glass of champagne and the least Japanese meal I could possibly think of. I think one of the most surprising things is that we actually slept at a normal Japan time. We went to bed that evening, which was probably the equivalent of like 1 p.m. Eastern time, and we slept through the night, which was pretty awesome. Thank you very much, Tylenol PM, not sponsoring this video, BTW. And the next day we went for ramen for breakfast at noon. That's considered breakfast. Amazing. We went to this really great ramen bar called Afuri. Absolutely delicious. So we went there and Scott put in his practice hours of using chopsticks. Which it was his first time using chopsticks that weren't wooden chopsticks. So that was an absolute delight for me to watch him struggle. That was fun. And then we were useless and we went to Sky Lounge, this really awesome spot on the 34th floor, looking over Shinjuku, in which we got massages and I listened to the sweet sounds of Scott snoring and we relaxed. It was great. And that day it was just gross. It was raining. It was raining all day. And Scott went to bed at 6 p.m. I napped for a second and then I got up and I just walked around. I walked around Shinjuku. It was really pretty. And there's something called Tokyo Night and Light, in which they light up a building and they just do different light shows after dark. It was really neat. So I watched that in the rain. It was really pretty. And I was so excited because I have a friend that's also in Tokyo at the same time, DJ Q, shout out to Q. Love him so much, DJ on Virgin Voyages and elsewhere, obviously. We're supposed to meet up, but I ended up falling asleep at 9 p.m. But we got up at midnight and we went and we jumped in a taxi to go have adventures in Shinjuku. And we found ourselves at yet another ramen bar. The original spot we were trying to go to was cash only. And one thing I learned about Tokyo is that most places take credit cards, so I wasn't planning on hitting an ATM at all. And so it was wildly confusing that we couldn't figure out how to pay, and we realized that we couldn't actually pay. So we went somewhere else. And tons of places are open super late, till 2, 3, 4 a.m. And a lot of places are 24-hour. And so we went and we had dumplings and edamame and more ramen, so we haven't had enough ramen. And it was super fun. And then we just passed out for the rest of the night, being useless, and we woke up to yet another rainy day. But it was just nice to relax. And we checked out of the Hyatt, and now we are where we are right now. Well, actually, we tried to take the train here, but that didn't work because to buy a train ticket, you have to use cash. And I don't have that. And I learned the hard way that there are a lot of ATMs in Tokyo that don't accept foreign ATM cards, so I couldn't get any money. But that's what Uber is for. So we took an Uber to the other side of town and we just checked in for this next part of the adventure. We had an interesting breakfast, I'll just call it that. Let's say a pizza with eggs. It's supposed to have mayonnaise and tons of onions on it. Wasn't exactly what I would call the most amazing thing, so we're gonna go venture around Tokyo Station and kill a few hours, see what adventures we can find over there before we meet up with the group tonight. The group, the tour, what is all of that about? That's what you're gonna see in the next vlog. So one of the things I'm actually here to do in Japan is to be on vacation. This is something I don't really do a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even the one that's editing this video. Thanks, Kevin. I can't wait to see it. But I'm here because this man over here, oh, whoa, there he is. That one, he's right there. His name's Scott Brills. He just said hello, people, just in case you were wondering what he said. But he has this amazing tour called Eat Japan. He mostly does safari stuff, and more recently he started doing Eat Japan. He only does a couple of these each year, and I was not going to miss out on the opportunity to see Japan through the eyes of a
Detroit, Michigan guy who lived here for a long time and has a lot of experience in food, drinks, etc.